I want to just kind of reminisce about trades past that I was around personally, and basically the effect the trade deadline has on these players' lives. I had a chance to catch up with Doug Overton last night, NBA guard. Now he's a coach of the Armor, working in the Nets organization. 11 years in the NBA, 8 different teams. And I started off this TV show with him. I said, Coach, you can relax. And he said, why? I said, because you're not getting traded on Thursday. And he kind of laughed because people don't understand. Yeah, okay. 5-star hotels, chartered flights, a whole lot of money. So is their pain as great as our pain, let's say, when we have to move to a different city? But we get to choose. And I go back into I remember, working for the Bobcats, doing public relations. I remember a guy who I, to this day, really respect, but Brevin Knight was a point guard who had been battling with Raymond Felton for playing time and wanted out of Charlotte. And he didn't get traded. He was absolutely beside himself, very upset, kind of moving around the locker room after the deadline, I guess 3:30, 4 o'clock on this particular Thursday afternoon in February. And I remember thinking, wow, this is a big deal. No matter how we look at it, this guy wanted out and he didn't get traded. Flip side of that, 2 years before, Steve Smith on the team playing with the Bobcats, who were a bottom feeder then in their very first year. Steve Smith, now NBA TV Steve Smith, who was a veteran on this team, ends up getting traded to Miami, Shaq's Miami. So you go from the absolute worst team in the NBA, who you were carrying on your back, and now you're competing for a title. And I remember there was a good vibe. Steve's walking down the plane, slapping five with guys, very excited that he's getting to move on. That's a good example. I saw one guy who I won't mention his name, holding his head in his hands, basically weeping. As I look at the Reggie Evans trade today, the framework is in place and it looks like it's about to take place. It struck me this afternoon, how great would it be if Maury Povich we could do this on the Maury Povich show. Reggie Evans sitting there, Maury has the results. He's gotten the information from Billy King and from the league office about the trade, the Nets in Sacramento. And although the framework is in place and it's looking like it might go down, could you imagine this? Him looking at Reggie, looks back at the paper. Reggie Evans, you are not getting traded to Sacramento. Could you imagine Reggie just dancing around Dave Scott?